What's up, guys? Happy Monday. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time, this is my 2000 Camaro SS. Bought it about a month ago. It's a very low mileage example. It's got about 29,000 miles on it. For those of you already asking, no, it's not an SS. It's not an anniversary car. These stripes were on the car when I bought it, and I'm just I'm just choosing to leave them on for now. They're above the clear coat, so can always take those off if I want to. But yeah, I haven't really taken this car out of the garage yet. Obviously, the weather looking a little bit nicer today. This is probably the first dry day we've had in, I would say, weeks. Kind of in a popular area to film stuff. I'm not sure if you can see why. I will let you take your guesses there. But yeah, let's focus on this. This is my 2000 Camaro SS. It's got 29,000 miles on it. It's a 6-speed car. It came from the Chicago area, and everything that's been done to it, the previous owner or owners have done to it. All I've done so far is the shorty antenna, and I got ceramic window tint done. If you live in Texas, the window tint is like the first thing people do here. Probably gonna do the windshield as well, but for right now, I just did the sides and the rear, 15%, super heat projective, and it's very, very pleasant to drive now. So as you can see, it's got MagnaFlow exhaust, probably my favorite looking exhaust on these cars. I've really bought this exhaust for every single Camaro that I've owned, and the only thing is I might change it out later. The higher end sound, in the upper RPM range, I need to get some sound clips from behind. I don't know if I love it, but it's very neighborhood friendly. So if you've got if you live in a neighborhood and you're worried about pissing your neighbors off, MagnaFlow exhaust is a perfect example for good sounding exhaust, but not too loud. No drone or anything like that. There's who I bought it from. I actually just got my license plates too in the car, but I'm just kind of giving you guys a quick walk around, not going to waste any time here. Car looks great. There's some dust on it. All the tires are new. Stoked about that. Not having to spend money on tires on a new car to you is always a plus. So yeah, this is just a brief walk around first. Love black cars when they're clean. Hopefully I can keep it like this. And I think, I don't know if I've showed you guys, but this insert, this SS SLP insert, I don't think I've ever had one of these on my cars. I've usually had like the cheap plastic ones, or it's completely missing. Totally changes the front of the car. I just love the way it looks. And then one of the first things I'm gonna do is actually change out this emblem right here. It's kind of bubbly and gummy feeling. It's probably from being outside, and honestly, it's only gonna get worse. I've already ordered one, so we'll go ahead and replace that probably together on a video. And one of the main things that I really wanted to harp on today is why I bought this, because I've already got not even YouTube comments, just comments from friends, family, work colleagues, individuals that know that I bought this car. Why would you buy an old Camaro, right? Because these things have a bit of a history of just rotting in barns and front yards and being found on the side of the road, abandoned. You know what I'm talking about, right? Those $5,000 and under examples of these, which you see everywhere on Facebook Marketplace. You see them on the side of the road when you're driving by houses. These are known for being ratty, and I accept that. But look at how, just look at this thing now, right? When you find one in good condition, or somebody that's taken care of one or modded it tastefully, these things just have a very timeless look to them. I truthfully believe that these will be our generation's muscle car, right? My dad had the Barracuda, the Roadrunner, the AMC Javelin, the Chevelles. All of those cars were modern to him at the time, but look at them now, right? And I'm not saying this is gonna be like a $200,000 car going across the Barrett-Jackson block, but you know what I'm talking about. I wanted to buy one of these and lock one down before it got out of my price range. because that has already happened to multiple vehicles that I care about and I love a lot, which is the Mark IV Supra and the Dodge Viper GTS, the Gen 2, right? The hardtops. That's all I'm talking about. The 97 or the 96 blue and white stripes up to the, I think it's 2000, maybe 02. I don't remember exactly, but those cars have gone astronomical in price range, and I'm just not buying them, right? I'm not spending that money. I've accepted that they've gotten away from me, and it's just a sad reality. Here comes another car. This is a very popular, known area to do some interesting things here. I'm not sure if you can tell. I'm just gonna let you guess what goes on back here, but people do all kinds of testing, if you will. So back to what I was saying. All I'm getting at is this car is the perfect blend of analog and technology, like modern technology, right? It's got power windows, power seats, it's got AC, heat, got a pretty awesome sound system. The Monsoon radio is awesome, sounds great. Probably not even gonna touch that, to be honest with you. Usually you just throw a set of wheels on these, some fixies, CCWs, whatever. You lower it a little bit, which it already is lowered about an inch. And they look great. Like, I get compliments. I've driven this car like twice, and I've gotten compliments every single time I've driven it. And it's just getting started, right? I'm just getting started with this car. So I hope I'm making sense to you guys. I hope I'm not rambling, but there are very specific reasons I bought this car. And just the end of the day, guess what? I can go to AutoZone and just get parts for this. I can probably go to the Chevrolet dealership and get parts for it. I've owned some cars where you have to look online and like do these weird, oh, you know, the Infinity power steering reservoir actually lines up exactly with what your Nissan's. I had a Skyline, so I had to get all these weird cross-reference part numbers of like a Nissan Armada's fuel pump would work in my car. No, I just want to go buy the part, right? I want to go to AutoZone or O'Reilly or whatever. I just want the part to be in stock. Not enough people talk about that, and I'm probably going to make a whole video on that entire thing, because no one thinks about that when they're buying older cars, and it needs to be talked about more. I have firsthand experience for how much of a pain in the ass that can be. So reliability, parts availability, timeless design. It's a manual. You feel like you're driving a car, you feel like you're connected with the car. That's so cliche, but it is so freaking true with these older vehicles. So that's really all I've got today. My main goal is to get this car outside and actually drive it a little bit. I appreciate you guys watching, sticking along. I hope this audio is fixed. Like I said, I have some new mics coming, hopefully help with that wind noise, be a little bit better quality. So I appreciate you guys as always. Again, happy Monday. Have a stellar week. We're out.